Welcome back to a new video. So this is going to be another short session like I did in the other one. I do have coffee over here. I've been enjoying it. I've had a lot of coffee today, but it's because I like coffee. But we had a productive day. So one class that I'm in right now, I finished the main work with it. There's one more assignment you can do to get an A in it, but if you don't, you just get a B, and there's not really any difference. I'm not trying to, it's not towards a master's or anything, it's just for advancing my salary. So an A or B doesn't matter. So we have that class done, which is nice because I'm going on the trip, or I guess, want to be done with everything tomorrow, so I'll be getting ready for the trip tomorrow. So this is my Sunday session. And also went on a walk, took my friend's Beagle on a walk at the local park, or it's relatively local, it's like 15 minutes from my house, but it's a really nice park. And so I got to go do that, and just really kind of, was generally productive, thankfully, which is hard to do in the summer when you have lots of time to waste and you can just do whatever, and I don't have obligations besides, obviously next week. I'm not sure if I'm going to train tomorrow. I want to. I don't feel like my back. I tweaked it yesterday on the 130 clean and jerk on the clean. At the bottom when I came down, it crashed. I guess crashed on me, but it didn't really, I didn't feel like I was out of position, but it crunched down on that side. So underneath, I think it's my left flat is under my scapula is sore, and I felt a little crunch there, but I still did 145 after. I still feel fine to train today. I just know probably don't do a max deadlift today, but I wasn't going to anyway. Also got this new Guardian shirt from eBay. I really like it. I love shirts that are the 3/4 type sleeves like this. I guess it's not really, but it's like that. This design I like of the shirt. But yeah, tomorrow I'm not sure if I'm going to train. We'll see. It might be good just to take the extra day off, especially since I'll be training in Indiana on Tuesday, and since I'm going to be going there anyway, I might as well probably do a longer session. And next week is going to be week 5, which is the last week of this first block. What I think that I'll do next week, since I'm going to be at a bunch of different gyms and training with different people and stuff, is to kind of not do the complexes really, just to do normal weightlifting, so snatches and clean and jerks, and just see what I can do on the different days. So probably not pull plus snatch on Tuesday when I do it. Probably tomorrow I'll be another light session so I can, get my money's worth out of the Indiana part of the trip, and then similar with the rest of the week, I might have lighter sessions or whatever, but probably just do normal weightlifting training, so not the complexes, which will be kind of a nice transition week anyway, and just to see what different numbers I can hit. That's one of the reasons on Saturday I wasn't really feeling super awesome, and I kind of knew I probably didn't have a massive snatch or clean jerk in me, but I knew I could get up to the numbers I wanted. That's why I missed the 115 the first time, but then made it. But the 110 I did before felt really, really good. And really the big difference that I'm feeling with my snatches is when I'm extending, still trying to get into my hips and get that big extension. But when I'm extending up and the bar's coming up, to just keep being active with the arms and trying to just rip it, like a muscle snatch almost, but trying to rip it into that position instead of extending and then thinking about punching, but literally thinking about I'm actively rowing the bar up in there. I don't know if that's really the correct way to describe it, but I'm thinking that my arms are actively trying to pull it into that position, and that seemingly has helped really well. Even on the misses, I feel the speed under and the speed of my lockout looks better with my arms. And so I've been really happy with how they've looked, especially the 90s, the 100s, and the 110s have been looking really good. And then obviously, crashing on me or out in front a little, but I still feel I can make those adjustments, and the 115 felt heavy, but was able to come back and make it. The clean jerks, I was happy with the jerk on the 145, and really with all the cleans, even the one that hurt me, but I took different jumps. And there wasn't really a particular reason for it, and I don't think it made a difference, because the only difference would have been going from 100 to 125 versus 110 to 130. So that part wasn't really that different, but went 70, 110, 130, 145, and because I tweaked my back, I didn't do anything after. I wasn't really wanting to anyway, because I wanted to treat that session as well, and maybe this is what got me to lift lighter on that day, or not trying to do more than I did the previous week than 121. is because I knew like this next week of training I wanted to go hard kind of the whole week, since I'm going to be, you know, at all these different places. And so I wanted to kind of treat this Saturday as like, you know, the last heavy day, and then this is like a competition week, or, you know, it's kind of almost, I guess, an expedition in a sense, because I'm going to be at these different places. But I don't have anything particularly planned out as far as numbers for next week, throughout the week. But I know probably tomorrow will be a light day like today. And then Monday or Tuesday, I'll train at Kokomo and see what I can do there. So probably do snatch, clean and jerk, a squat, maybe a pull. Wednesday, same thing. Thursday, same thing. Thursday's the only day I know will probably be a lighter day, because that's when I'm going to be going to the Guardians game and training after. And then Friday is going to be like a max out day, because that's when I'll be training with Reed, and we'll be taking advantage of the gym that we're at, because that's when they do a big Friday. It's a pretty common holiday that a lot of weightlifters celebrate. So then Saturday will be probably a light day, because I'll go basically as hard as I can on Friday, and Saturday will just be like, maybe if I only snatch a clean jerk Friday, maybe I'll do, you know, a heavier squat on Saturday if I feel like it. Sunday, honestly, probably won't train, because two things are going to happen. I'm going to be driving to Chicago to go to a Cubs game. That's like a 1 o'clock game. I'm also meeting a friend before then, tentatively, and I don't just probably get breakfast or whatever somewhere, early lunch, and then go to that game and stay in Chicago overnight, and then go to another Guardians game, because we play Chicago on that Monday, and train normally on Monday. So while I'm just hanging out on Sunday after the game, I might do stuff in Chicago. I don't know. I don't want to put anything on my plate there. So I know I'll have driven. That's Sunday morning, and we'll be tired. And I guess I haven't planned specifically if I want to stay up in Wisconsin and then drive in the morning on Sunday, or leave Sunday or Saturday to arrive at a hotel for Sunday. I think it'll probably be easier just to stay where I'm at on Saturday, and then to drive early that morning, because I want to say it's like 4 hours, which, you know, is, I guess, a good amount of driving, but it saves me on that. Like, it doesn't make sense to go to a hotel, or to, like, if I'm going to do anything Saturday, to go and drive to a hotel on Saturday, because I'm going to be out doing stuff till, relatively late, and it would be easier to be somewhere late and then just stay at a hotel somewhere. So I haven't planned that part of the trip specifically. I basically have through Friday basically done, and then I just need to figure out what I'm doing as far as accommodations for the weekend, and what I'm going to do specifically. I get some recommendations for some stuff up in, I think, the northern part of Wisconsin to go and see. I think Devil's Lake was what one place was called, so probably Saturday I'll go and do that, but it's kind of up in the air. Today, though, after all that yapping, I'm going to hopefully not hurt my back more, which, that's already a good sign that nothing felt achy with just that. I don't have any twinges or anything. It's really just like a tight, sore muscle, which I can deal with. I'm going to do some power snatches and some power clean and jerks. I don't know what I'm going to get up to. I just know they're going to be powers. So nothing extra with overhead squats or anything, just to make this day as light as possible. Tomorrow could be like a Friday session, if I feel like it, where I do like 110, 140. But that just depends on my back. I got the performance sandals on as well. Powers are also good for that aggressive arms I'm trying to have as well. But maybe we go with the fancy Addy Powers. I haven't worn these in a while. They're also a little bit narrow for me, and they aesthetically are a really nice shoe. They're not the most comfortable though, but I would say probably a little bit less comfortable than the Ramaleos, but not by much. So we'll do a tactical reset here. I've been doing a lot more walking lately. I've been taking advantage of my neighborhood, which honestly is a pretty good area to walk. There's some townhomes that were built, and they built sidewalks with them connected to a main road. So it actually makes like a 2-mile loop if I go that way and loop around the neighborhoods or whatever. And the sidewalks are actually pretty nice. So even at night I can walk there and not trip or like get hurt, because if it's pitch black, sometimes if there's sidewalk dips or raised up parts, then you get messed up. But whatchamacallit, I had that loop, and then I went a different way the other time. So if you follow me on Instagram, you get to see when I go to parks. I always take pictures in my story. That's the only thing that's ever on my story is dogs, if I see them, or parks if I go to them. But the other is an interesting one. It's behind an elementary school, and there's just trails in the woods, and I don't know how. I mean, they're clearly cleared, like paths, but I don't know, like, there's no signage or anything. I found an old cement, like, pathway in the middle of it. It's very interesting, and if I was not a 235-pound male, I probably wouldn't feel as comfortable going back there and walking around. But I went there the other day, and it had rained, and so it was all muddy, of course, but super steep area, and I slipped, and I had gray pants on and big poop stain on the back. But it was pretty funny when I slipped. I was more freaked out, and thankfully I didn't catch myself in like a unsafe way. I fell right on my bottom, which thankfully the way I fell was fine. But that's when I realized, like, I probably shouldn't be pushing this, all this area, because it is pretty hilly, and when it's wet, of course, I'm too big to be falling by myself in the woods. And the last thing I want to do is fall and like break my leg or something. But thankfully, I know thankfully how to walk down a hill in a way that if I'm going to slip, I'm going to fall backwards, and I'm aware enough that like I positioned my body in a way that if I had to fall, I felt how I did, just right on my butt. And it's got a big cushion. All right, let's do 70 now. Actually feel really good. Makes me go all the way to 90, and we will. Back feels good. I didn't really expect my back to have any issues with snatches, but back feels good. Lift feels good. So hopefully just do an easy 90 here. Maybe today would be a good day to do some overhead presses. Some upper body volume in. Alright, and the shoes are actually really comfortable. Pleasantly surprised at them. I don't know why I remember them being less comfortable, but feel really nice. Not as easy. We'll do it one more time, see if we can do it a little bit better. I always tell, like, That's where I should stop as far as the weight when I have to really push my feet out. But a little chalk on the hands. Thankfully, I haven't really needed it today. Helps when I use straps. But it generally felt good. I didn't have to do anything weird to save it or anything like that. But it didn't feel heavy either. We'll do one more. Make sure my arms are active. Well, it felt better. Slightly forward, but felt like the finish was better. Could have got it back a little bit more, but really good. I mean, for as much as for hurting my back yesterday, lifting heavy yesterday, definitely am happy with how that was feeling. So I'll do one more tactical reset before I do clean jerks. So the goal with power clean and jerks today is to do 70, 90, 110. Nothing too crazy, of course. We're going to use straps as well. It's always a weird dichotomy. It makes snatches easier, but makes cleans more difficult. But shoes are nice. Once I become a millionaire, I'll take them to a cobbler and get them repaired really nice, but I'm not quite there yet. Make sure you like and subscribe so I can make 5 to 6 cents a video. I usually make more than 2 cents a video, so I'm raking in the dough now that I'm monetized, but thankfully I'm only here for the love of the game. If I was here for the money, I would have stopped making videos a long time ago. But alright, we'll go ahead and do 70 here. And really, what I've always found is anything I try to improve in the snatch always is something to think about in the clean as well. So the activity of the arms is of course different, but trying to be aggressive with my arms as the wind blows the door closed. But trying to be aggressive with that finish and trying to like rip my elbows up and trying to just use my arms. Maybe it's wrong, but I know Michaela Breeze, is that the British person that hates when people call it a pull? I had to block her on everything because she's a buffoon. Because the first part of the lift is a pull, so you're pulling it off the ground. She thinks your arms don't do anything. Like, it's so goofy and like her snatch balances. And like, you know, you can have all the education in the world, and she has, I don't know what her education is, but I just know like her commentary on all the weightlifting competitions was always just terrible, and her voice is very grating, which is also just horrible to have it. I remember hearing her on a Weightlifting House interview talk about how she doesn't like Ilya and all of that, even though she commentated at like the biggest competitions for him. It's like, oh, he doped, I don't like him anymore. It's as if she, like that level of delusion. That's like, I only support people who aren't doping. Like they're all on dope. Like they're all on stuff. You can still appreciate a good competition whether they're on it or not. But that to me was hilarious because it was such a hypocritical stance to have, where you somehow think that, you know, someone that weighs 231 pounds is going to be snatching close to 440 pounds and clean and jerking close to 500 or over 500 pounds, like, yeah, sure, Michaela, like, yeah, I don't support them doping either, but we all know what was happening. They were all on an even playing field in a lot of regards for the most part. But she always like talks about your arms doing nothing. It's like all with your legs pushing, and it's like if you have a really good pull, like I do with the deadlift, like it's a huge advantage to have. And so it's like training someone like me that's longer and better at pulling to just only use their legs and not use any of their natural advantage, their natural leverages, and it's a goofy stance to have, and it doesn't make any like intuitive sense either. Because if you are moving the bar from the ground closer to you, you have to pull it towards you. It's not a push with your legs, it's a pull with your posterior chain. If it was a push with your legs, my quads would be the size of this shed with how much I can pull. But it's clearly a pulling exercise. A pull is a pull, and that's why my erectors are the size of the shed and not my quads. Not that my quads are necessarily small, but just the idea that it's that. And she coaches a lot of people that are just like complete novices, but she just has a false sense of, I don't say entitlement, I don't think that's the correct word, but just has like this false sense of being like having a deep understanding of the movements just because she went to the Olympics, and she went extremely early when women were first, you know, at the Olympics. So the standard of lifting was extremely low for every woman that was there. So you have women that do her weights that she was doing at significantly younger ages that are obviously not, you know, biomechanical experts, but she just got lucky at the right time, because if she lifted now, she would just be at some local CrossFit box and nobody would ever know of her. But she picked the right time to be born, so kudos to her for that. Just like if I was born in, you know, 1925, I'd probably be a pretty high-ranking weightlifter. Maybe. Probably hard to find enough protein back then. Alright, so 90 now. Thinking too much about the drive and put it a little bit out in front. It's alright though. That's like a miss that I needed a couple more steps to like fully step out and be fine, but it's not one I'm actually worried about. Alright. I think she's always of the meme too of like saying every person went too fast off the floor. Oh, too fast. Like, and honestly, I think most lifts are missed with just extension. Vast majority, it's either too much extension or not enough. It's not. I mean, for those like hyper elite athletes, I don't think they're generally pulling incorrectly or doing something wrong with their pull to get out of the lift. I'm sure it happens, but I think most of it is probably with that extension. Maybe I'm just thinking that because that's where I usually miss. It's not usually off the ground. But yeah, thankfully I never fell into the kind of like Chinese style of weightlifting or Michaela Breeze's delusional weightlifting style, because it's just not efficient. You use your whole body to lift. That's why weightlifting's fun, is you have to use your whole body. You have to use your back. Your back's super important. Your legs are important, your arms are important. She would hate thinking of me using my arms, but like, it is like gonna get me to extend better. And like the problem with that is if you teach someone that's never done the lift before, they got 40 kilos on the bar, they're gonna literally be able to row it up. I can't do this lift with like bent arms. I've never been able to really lift with bent arms. So to me, it helps me. Helps me get big and strong. Alright, let's make sure we don't do anything dumb on this jerk. Do that one more time. That felt really good. Power clean was a little difficult. I felt my feet had to go pretty wide, but I don't really care about the power clean, to be honest. Jerk felt really good. I feel like I got it back. Timing was really good on it, so do that one more time. I guess it's kind of like a cheeky double, but that clean. It's not very good, but it's one of the reasons I like to have straps on. Is there's no temptation for me to want to go up because I didn't really get my elbows under enough. But jerk felt really good. So that's going to be it for this session today. Tomorrow will be the last one before I make my trip, and I think that video will probably come out while I'm in Indiana, if I have everything remembered correctly. This video will come out Monday, so feel free to let me know what kind of videos you want to see when I'm in all the different places. I'll probably try to do some vlogs, like I mentioned in the last long video, but I can't guarantee that because I want to enjoy the trip and not worry about filming a million things. So we'll see what I get, but that's going to be it.